George of the jungle, strong as he can be.
Want to know how to blow $150,000, $200,000 real quick? Stay tuned. Thanks for coming to thecreditjungle.com. This is George Anderson, and this is going to be the third video in a series of videos that I'm going to do on reverse mortgages. Again, because we have an aging population, lots of equity with seniors. Most of the equity in the U.S. is held by people over age 62. And, for a lot of people, they're not really given the full tablet or menu of options that are available, or at least how to consider those options. So in a previous video we talked about what if mom and dad have the home free and clear, okay? If they want a line of credit, there's a couple of things they could do. They could go and get a home equity line of credit where it has a payment on it, or they could get a reverse mortgage, which also has a home equity line of credit, is functionally the same thing, but there's no payment on it. And that video really shows the difference in the cost of the money. Either way, you're trying to get money. Well, what if mom and dad already have a mortgage on the loan, on the home, and we're going to make an assessment of that? That's one of the things that I do when I'm sitting down with a reverse mortgage client. I will ask them, I says, well, I just want to get rid of my house payment. Okay, well, tell me about your mortgage. And they're like, why does that matter? I just want it paid off. I go, well, the reason it matters is because there might be a really good interest rate on that they either got when they took out the house or they refinanced it during COVID, like so many people did. A 3.5% interest rate is common as mud out there right now. It's just not available in the current market conditions. So let's just assume that we've got mom and dad here that took out a loan for $300,000 10 years ago, okay? And 10 years into this now, they're like, you know what, we are just kind of sick and tired of this $1,600 a month payment. That's taxes and insurance included, depends on the value of the home. But 10 years into this loan, okay, this loan has already been paid down about $70,000. So there's about a $230,000 balance on here. So now the question is, well, what do we do, okay? If you can sit down with the family, with the children, and help them understand that, okay, look, there's options here, okay? Parents don't want the mortgage. If you guys want to be involved in the financial decision, maybe you guys don't want the house, but maybe you might want the equity that's left over in the house after your parents pass away. Oh, well, what does that matter then? What kind of mortgage they get? Well, this is the math and this is the graph that you have to go through to explain that. So if they continue on here with this loan for another 10 years, and let's just say that the kids decide that, hey, you know what, we can pitch in something and help with that mortgage payment. Maybe you got a couple of kids and they each chip in $500 a month, something. They split it. There's 4 kids, there's 10 kids, whatever, okay? But they just decide that they're going to help out a little bit with this because this is cheap money, okay? The closing costs were paid for this 10 years ago. There are no closing costs to be able to get this loan, okay? That rate is fixed for the next 20 years, no matter what the market conditions go on. And at the passing of the parents, the kids can just take over the payment and the bank has to accept their payments, okay? So this is pretty inexpensive money here. So they can continue on here and help out with the payment, or mom and dad could take out a reverse mortgage. Well, let's just say that they go ahead and take that path and we decide that, okay, 10 years from now, mom and dad are gone, okay? Well, where are we as far as mortgage balances? 10 years after the reverse mortgage was taken out, this loan got paid down by almost $100,000, down to a balance of $137,000, okay? But they made 10 years worth of payments, okay, on this, okay? So there's, $160,000, $180,000 worth of payments made on that. This loan, the reverse mortgage, on the other hand, where no payments were being made because that's what they just wanted to do, the balance on that reverse mortgage in the course of 10 years is going to double, okay? So now we're looking at about a $450,000 balance on the home. Well, maybe the house is worth, when they die, maybe the house is worth $800K, okay? Okay, well, what do you want to have? Do you want to have $350,000 worth of equity, or do you want to have $650,000 worth of equity, okay? It didn't cost $300,000 to be able to help out with these payments over this course of time. Plus you save the closing costs. Well, why is there so much of a disparity between this? Why do you say how to throw away $150,000 or more? Okay, it's the difference in the interest rate. this interest is costing you, and this is an adjustable rate. That rate could become more than 7%. There's some caps on that, but even if we assume that the rates never got any better, never got any worse, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at a doubling here, and we're looking at about a halving over here on these mortgage balances, and the difference between this and this, okay, is the cost of having that reverse mortgage. Is that equity in there of about $300K, okay, minus whatever you kicked in to help with the payments. So let's just be honest about things a little bit here. If the kids don't want to help out, or if they can't help out, then that's okay, and there's no problem with it. If the rate on here is a high interest rate, that's okay too. You might as well replace 6% for 7% money, you know, whatever you want to do here. But the balance, the existing financing on these homes is a question that has to be asked, and it is not being asked often enough. And the options given to the family members who are going to inherit that house need to have this information as well. So thanks for coming into thecreditjungle.com today. Remember, you can push button, get mortgage professional, and I would be delighted to run these numbers for you and have you see how this plays out for yourself so that you can make an informed decision. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.